Good afternoon, everyone. Let's get started with this individual educational plan for John. Today is May 20th, 2022, and we are here to discuss John's annual individual educational plan. I would like to introduce the team. Let me start off by introducing myself. My name is Rachel Hoagland. I am the case carrier and the special education teacher. Next, we have Mr. Jones, who is our administrator. Next is Mr. and Mrs. Smith, John's parents. We have Mrs. Rose, who is John's speech pathologist. Next, there is Miss Lindsay, the occupational therapist who works with John. And lastly, we have Miss May, the general education teacher, who is here to make sure that we are using the appropriate grade level content. As I stated before, this is an annual IEP for John. I will be going over my assessment results, the present level of performance, goals, services, and the least restricted environment that is appropriate for John at this time. I will also be discussing extended school year, which is summer school, procedural safeguards, and prior written notice. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you were provided a provisional safeguard booklet that you chose to decline because you stated you already had one. Is that correct? It is. The procedural safeguard booklet is here to let you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, your rights as parents. Do you still choose to decline to take it? You do. Thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, a written notice was given to you by me 2 weeks prior inviting you to this meeting. Were you able to take a look at that? You were. Thank you. Can you please sign the notice before we continue with the meeting? Thank you. I will now discuss my assessment results. As John's present level of performance in the content of pre-reading, John can identify only one of 26 letters in the alphabet presented to him. When asked to give letter sounds, he was unable to do so at this time. He did respond, although with number names. John's goal for pre-reading is when given a page of a text from an early reader, he will be able to point to letters, words, and sentences with 80% accuracy 3 out of 5 trials. John's present level of performance in the area of receptive language, which is speech, according to Ms. Rose, is that he is answering comprehensive questions in speech with strong accuracy levels. His goal for speech, presented by Ms. Rose, is that after listening to a reading level story, John will answer why and how questions in 4 out of 5 opportunities, given visuals from the book. When it comes to John's present level of performance in fine motor, which would be serviced by Miss Lindsay, she states that he is able to copy lines, circles, and crosses according to his parent report. He can trace shapes, but he cannot independently draw shapes at this time. His goal for fine motor and visual motor skills as evident by his ability to imitate pre-writing shapes with no more than one visual physical prompt in 3 out of 4 trials. I have presented John's present level of performance and goals to the team. At this time, it is appropriate that John's least restricted environment be in a self-contained special education classroom where he can get the one-on-one assistance that he needs. With that being said, it is also recommended that John attend the extended school year to assist and continue with his academic goals. Do you agree with these goals or have any comments on the goals presented to you today, Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Then if the team agrees on these goals for John's annual IEP, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you can please sign and date the form. Thank you. I will be happy to give you a copy of the IEP for your records if you choose to have one. With that being said, I would like to thank you all for coming to today's meeting. Thank you. And